Greely's efforts basically allowed the city to grow. When you get a chance to read Confluence, the story of Greely water, you're going to see a series of steps. The number 3 ditch was the first one, and that was used for the parks and gardens of the town and for agricultural farms. Most of the drinking water was shallow wells or cisterns. As the agricultural economy grew, the groundwater started to lose quality, started to be polluted with some of the agricultural products. In 93, 94, Greely drilled a series of deep artesian wells to get better quality water and go away from Poudre River water and number 3 ditch water. Eventually those artesian wells lost their pressure. In 1893 they built the first water treatment plant in Greely. In 1905 they went up to Bellevue. They made a decision that it was impractical to expand the plant here in town. There wasn't enough water to expand the plant, and they were still getting water quality issues. So they went and got mountain water, built 38 miles of pipeline across the prairie. In 1925 they purchased an additional water right with what was called the Boyd and Freeman ditch, which diverts actually just above us here. That lasted for a long time to give Greely the water rights that they needed, that 1905, 1907. In the 1940s, starting 1940, they built the Seaman Reservoir on the North Fork of the Poudre River. Also purchased 5 high mountain reservoirs up in the upper Poudre drainage to provide storage for the dry years. The CBT project, Greely was, again, in addition to the Greely water leaders being the driving forces behind that. Charles Hanson, who was a publisher of the Tribune, became the first chairman of the Northern Board of Directors. 1939, Greely subscribed to 15,000 units of the Colorado Big Thompson project. First year it came online, and it was like 57. Greely only used 500 acre feet of that right. The rest of it they leased out to agriculture. In the 1960s, made an agreement with the Greely Irrigation Company to the west of Greely and built the Boyd Lake water treatment plant and another pipeline from Boyd Lake to Greely. 1990s, during the agricultural downturn, purchased about $10 million of water off of the Greely-Loveland system and leased that back for 10 to 15 years to the farmers we bought it off of so they could continue to farm until we urbanized to them. Moving forward into the end of the 2000s after the Water Master Plan, we've continued to acquire additional water rights, continued to invest in our infrastructure. We now have a new 60-inch diameter pipeline from Bellevue to Greely, first new pipeline in 50 years. We've continued to expand and improve both the Bellevue plant and the Boyd Lake plant. We're also been for the last 15 years trying to expand our reservoir capacity with both the Windy Gap Firming Project and the Seaman Reservoir Project to expand Seaman Reservoir. So as you see this continuum for over the last 150 years where this community has continually been investing in its water future. Greely's a little unique in our challenge. That was kind of what keeps us up at nights. We're going to be 260,000 people by 2065. We have the land mass to do that, and we only use about a third of our land mass to get to that population. Finite water supply and an important agricultural economy. What are the balances? What are the trade-offs? And that's why we have this strategic 4-point plan of reservoir storage, water conservation, investing in our infrastructure and continue to acquire water rights. Hopefully we can do as good a job providing for our future as our predecessors have done for providing for what we have today. And we didn't create any of this today. It's all been built over the last 150 years.